Scotland's most hated prisoner, Aaron Campbell, is due to be moved to adult prison in the next couple of weeks. Now, Aaron Campbell is 22-year-old and he is serving a life sentence in Hmp Parliament up in Scotland for the rape and murder of 6-year-old Alicia McPhail. Now, Aaron Campbell has been in prison for around about 6 years now, 6 to 7 years, and he has spent all that time in Hmp Parliament. But it has just popped up today on my news feed app about the prisons, and this one popped up, and the reason it's popped up is because it is saying that he's going to have round-the-clock protection by 3 guards or 3 screws. But the reason why this has popped up is because some of the other inmates in Hmp Glenochil have seen Aaron Campbell walking around with 3 screws getting introduced to the prison. Now, I don't know how true that part of the story is, because I've never heard of this before, where they take another prisoner to another prison just to have a look around the prison, as if they're trying to slowly integrate them into the prison. It's like, when I read the story, I thought, is this fiction or not, about the part where the prison staff have actually took him for a day visit to see if he likes it. But like I've mentioned, it's popped up today, and he is obviously going to Hmp Glenochil in the next few weeks, because he is now an adult, and you can only stay in Hmp Parliament, I believe, up until you're around about 22 or 23, and he is now approaching 23. So he is going to Hmp Glenochil, but I'm not sure whether or not they would actually take him to show him around the prison before he's actually transferred there. But then again, when it's concerning a VP, which they normally get special treatment, they could be doing it just to show him that he won't, or to show him what his surroundings are going to be like, because he is that high profile and he is going to become under attack from the other inmates. Now, in the time he's been in the Hmp Parliament, he was attacked in 2022 and he was hospitalised because, like the title says, he is one of Scotland's most hated prisoners, and the other lads inside the prison estate are waiting to get their hands on Aaron Campbell for the crime he committed. He was 16-year-old when he committed this crime, when he crept into the bedroom of poor little Alicia McPhail at around about 2 o'clock in the morning, and he took her from her bedroom, chucked her over his shoulder, and took her out of the house and went to a disused building and done some wicked, vile, horrible deeds to the poor young girl before he actually murdered her. Now, I have done a video on this previously, I think it was around about a year ago, but if you type it in the search bar or search through my videos and type in Aaron Campbell, you will see the video, and it goes into depth about the case. It tells you a lot more than what I'm telling you on here. I'm just telling you the basics. I'm just letting you know about the story about him getting moved to the adult prison. But that crime was absolutely horrific, despicable, and he's not only hated by the other inmates, he's hated by the entire nation for the crime he committed. Because anything that involves young children, it immediately gets the public's back up, never mind the prisoners. He is a hated man. Obviously, he was 16 when he done it, but he is now a young man, if that's what you can call him. There's a lot of other names people will refer to him as, but I'll keep it civil for YouTube terms. But Yes, he got a life with a minimum of 27 years before he will be considered for parole. And like I mentioned, he's been attacked on another occasion. He's had a few close calls inside the prison system where the other inmates have tried to get a hold of him. Because in Hmp Polmont, up in Scotland, they're called halls, whereas down here they're either house blocks or wings. But he is on the VP hall, and he is actually hated of the other VPs as well. And he's a loner inside the prison system, but he will be coming across other people like-minded, like himself. More so probably when he gets into the adult prison, because there is a lot of beasts just like Aaron Campbell patrolling the prison system up and down the UK, not just up in Scotland. And a lot of them don't get the same sort of publicity and they aren't as high profile, but there is some real nasty pieces of work inside the prison estate that you don't really hear about. But he is one of the most hated in the prison estate. And I can only imagine what will happen when he's in Hmp Glenochil with the lifers if they do get a hold of him. And that is what some people inside of the prison estate up in Scotland are setting their lives on. They are waiting to get a hold of Aaron Campbell to dish out their own prison justice and let him have a piece of their mind and what they think he deserves. But that is just what happens inside the prison estate. Obviously, there's a lot of dangerous men in the prison estates, especially the high security prisons. And they're in for murders themselves. They're doing life sentences. They've got nothing to lose. And in their minds, a lot of them, they're thinking they've got nothing to lose, but a lot to gain by getting their hands on certain prisoners like this. Which I've mentioned about a lot of the prisoners down here in England, the ones that are in fear of attack on a daily basis, the ones that are on the VP wings, the likes of Ian Huntley, Levi Belfield. These are the more high profile ones, but these are the ones that are primary targets for attack, the likes of Wayne Couzens. There's many more that you can think of, but they're the ones that are the most high profile and the ones that are watching the backs the most. But that is a different story. But Aaron Campbell done this offence in, I think it was around about 2017, 2018, round about then. And like I've mentioned, there is another video further down my video list if you want to check out the full details. But that crime shocked the nation. Even though when I come across the story, when I was researching some of Scotland's most hated prisoners, this is when I actually came across this case. And at the time, it wasn't common knowledge down here in England because I hadn't heard of it. But like I've mentioned, the more high profile ones down here in England, everybody hears of them. The Ian Huntleys, them types. But the ones from up in Scotland, you don't hear about them as much in the media down here. But I'm not sure whether or not they would actually take a prisoner for a day visit. Someone who is high profile like this. But again, like I've mentioned earlier on in the video, the VPs get different treatment to the rest of the prisoners. There should be an eye in between the VP and there should be, they are classed as VIP treatment. They're not classed as VIP of the other prisoners, but inside the prison estate, they get better conditions, better facilities and better treatment than what the lads on normal location do. And that is for a fact. Anyone who watches my channel that's been inside the prison estate will tell you as well. Drop it in the comment section. The VPs get better everything inside the prison. They sometimes even get a different canteen list and get different stuff from the canteen shop than what the normal location lads do. But that's just how it is in the prison estate. But I'll leave that one there for now, people. Hopefully you are enjoying the content. And if you are, remember to comment, like and subscribe. But go and double check, because like I mentioned on my last couple of videos, 80% of my viewers are still not subscribed to my channel, so go down, hit that button, it's free of charge. Take care everyone, enjoy the weekend.